What's up guys, I'm here with another video on to episode 96 of Let's Build the City. Today we're building a Kmart supermarket. So yeah. Sorry from guys blowing. Anyway, let's build Kmart, a Kmart supermarket.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make your very own Kmart for all of your city building needs. In Minecraft, I will show you how to make absolutely everything that you can see on the screen right now. The entire outside of Kmart will be built, and yours should hopefully look like this by the end of the video. On this occasion, however, my friends, this video is split into two different parts. This part of the video is going to feature the entire outside of Kmart, everything that you can see and have seen right up until this point. I will show you how to build. However, the next part of the video, the part 2 video to Kmart, will focus on the inside, where I will show you how to make the entire inside of the store. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to subscribe to the channel. And
Hello Keegan Harper, welcome to the live stream.
make sure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. Without any further ado, let's get started. So, just before we start building, ladies and gentlemen, here are all of the materials that you will be needing.
Let's grab them. So, we need birch wood planks, coarse slabs, red, black concrete, red and black. Oh no, that's grey. White concrete, light grey,
to make the outside of your Kmart. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well. I do realise that that's a lot. It might take you a while. The amount of space required to make Kmart and its car park and the area around the back, the depot area, is a 57 by 86 block area on the ground. Please do feel free to make this grid in your world. I know that it's very big if you are planning out this build. It's kind of a huge area, so you might want to make this. That's it. Pause the video if you have to. Gather all of those materials. Make sure that you have enough room to make this colossal build. Make sure you're ready, and once you are, we can begin. Step 1 of my Kmart shoppers, come all the way over to the back left-hand corner of the grid. That is, of course, if you have made the grid. I realise that some of you guys might not be, and that's okay. But for those of you that have, count from the back left-hand corner forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then count to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is the starting position. I want you to mark out this block by placing a birchwood plank and extend that plank to the right by 10 more blocks.
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I then want you to extend that 10th block going towards the front of the build by using 6 quartz slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then place 3 birchwood planks moving backwards towards the front of the build. So 1, 2, 3. We are then going to go left by 26.
26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Birch planks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Fantastic. We then want to extend this 26th block forwards by a grand total of 33.
33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
Birchwood planks, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Fantastic. We are now going to start building across the front of our building. This is a very important part. Of course, this is the front of the shop, and we want to go left by 9 using birchwood planks.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I then want you to mark this out by placing a black concrete. I then want you to place 2 white glass going left. 1, 2. Place another black concrete. 2 more white glass. Place another black concrete. Left of this is actually going to be the entrance. We don't have doors on us, but you can mark this out with, say, like quartz slabs. Place, 3 quartz slabs going left. 1, 2, 3. I then want you to place a black concrete, 2 more glass pane, 1, 2, or you can use block, by the way. Place black concrete, 2 more glass pane, 1, 2, and then a black concrete. We are then going to go left by 10 using birchwood planks. 1, 2,
10, 10, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we should find that that 10th block, all being well, should connect all the way back, and it surely does, to where we first started. So, just so that you get the idea here, it kind of looks like one of those like foam fingers people have at like sporting events that are like pointing upwards. That is what the outside of our shop looks like. That is the outline, so to speak. So, very well done for doing that, but we do have a lot of work to do right now. So, what we have to do, and this is going to take quite a long time, is starting from the back here. We want to line up and we want to connect this long row of birch planks across the back of the build. We want to separate this small room here. This is where lorries drop goods off to the store. We want to separate this area off because the main shop is going to be in total 6 blocks high. So on top of all of the birchwood planks in the main part of the store, you want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you want to extend 5 rows of birchwood planks all the way around the main part of the store, which is a large part of the build, of course. However, for this little back area here, it's a little bit smaller. We only have to extend all of these rows upwards by about 3 blocks. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So we want to extend all of the main store, this huge, large rectangular shape that we have created. We want to add 5 rows on top of there, and we only want to add 3 rows on top of the back part. So let's do exactly that. So this is what it will look like.
Okay, let's do the walls for the store.
You have increased all of the walls around the main part of your Kmart by 5 rows using birchwood planks, which of course leaves this warehouse / depot area as well. And this is what the depot area will look like once you have added 3 rows on top of it. Once you have completed those 2 tasks, ladies and gentlemen, we can work on the front of the store a little bit more. Rhymes. Grab your black concrete and come towards the front of the store. Raise up every single black concrete at the front of your shop by 2 rows, of course using your black concrete, like this. I want you to place a row of red concrete in front of and outside the left and right rows of black concrete, like this, as if to kind of just frame them. What is now important for us to do is we have to place white concretes on top of those red concretes. We have to extend the white concretes forwards by 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. You want to connect those third blocks down to the ground using red concrete, like so. And then we want to join the white concretes together on the left and the right sides, like this. So we're making an overhang. We then want to add 3 more rows of white concrete on top of this overhang. So it will look like 1, 2, 3. And we want to do this to both of the sides, and we also want to do it to the front as well. And this is actually going to be where the sign is going to go. So we're going to write Kmart in here. You'll see this a lot of supermarkets or you know, superstores or whatever you want to call them. They have overhangs above the entrance, so like people don't get wet and stuff as they go in to shop. So now that you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, all we're going to do is we're also just going to add another row just at the back top here, so that the white concrete just sits where the birchwood planks are. And we're actually not even going to bother filling this in, because we're going to grab our quartz slab now, and we're kind of going to create a frame around the bottom of the white concrete area. So we're going to place some quartz slabs all the way around the bottom of the white concrete area like this. We're going to do the same thing at the top. We're just going to place it's literally around the top. So it's not above, it's not below, it's just around the top. And we're going to join it together just in the back here as well. So that'll look all fine and well. We can fill the top of this in. Now you could, so here's a couple of options for you. So if you want to keep things nice and bright, you can fill the top of this in. So that'll look all fine and well. We can fill the top of this in. Now you could, so here's a couple of options for you. So if you want to keep things nice and bright, you can fill the top of this in using glass. And then that way, if this is filled in with glass, as people walk underneath this, then this is actually going to be kept nice and bright and light due to the fact that, you know, we've got natural daylight coming in. However, if you don't want to, you can turn this into like a big cube of some sort. I guess it's not really a cube, but you guys get the idea. A nice big 3D shape. You can turn it into something like this, right? And then you can fill the bottom of this in completely with your white concrete, if this is what you want to do. You know, many options here. And then, if you so chose, then you could perhaps grab your sea lanterns or some sort of material of choice, and you could add in some lights to the bottom of this area. And then you've got some light, and you don't have to rely on daylight. Now, this cube, squarey, rectangular thing is quite symmetrical in the fact that you can place sea lanterns right in the middle, in this middle strip, and if you line them up with the symmetrical in the fact that you can place sea lanterns right in the middle, in this middle strip, and if you line them up with the windows, it will kind of create quite a nice balance of light, like this. It looks quite good. And then, of course, if you like, you can extend up all of the glass panes and such, and you can extend them up and join them to the cubey rectangular shape area. The overhang is what we should probably call it. This area, as I mentioned here, this is where doors are going to go. And we can place them now, if you like. So I'm just going to destroy the grass blocks that I have here. I'm going to place a row of white stained glass block above the top. And this is where doors are going to go. So just so that you have an idea, that is kind of like where the entrance is going to go. And those are mechanical doors, and we'll have kind of like, as you would at a supermarket, as you walk up to them, the doors are just going to like kind of like where the entrance is going to go. And those are mechanical, and this is where doors are going to go. So just so that you have an idea, that is kind of like where the entrance is going to go. And those are mechanical doors, and we'll have kind of like, as you would at a supermarket, as you walk up to them, the doors are just going to like they're going to glide open. They'll make that really satisfying sound. You guys know what I'm on about. So that's kind of what the front looks like at the moment. We're not quite done though. We're going to grab the quartz slabs here, and we're going to join the corners of the shape that we've created together, just like top to bottom, like this, right? This is all getting joined together. So that looks quite good like that. This corner here will extend down the back two corners, And I'm kind of contemplating, yeah, I'm going to fill the sides of the shape in the left and right side using quartz blocks, or I'm actually using slabs, but you know, it's the same sort of effect. I'm going to fill these in. You can leave them open though, if you like. I think it... the sides of the shape in the left and right side using quartz blocks, or I'm actually using slabs, but you know, it's the same sort of effect. I'm going to fill these in. You can leave them open though, if you like. I think it might look a little bit cleaner because it just kind of feels, it just feels a little bit weird because the back kind of like overhangs the top of the building a little bit. I just think that that in particular looks a little bit cleaner. So says me. So once you have completed that, ladies and gentlemen, what we also have to do is we have to fill the top of this building in, and it's a large project to fill it in. Now what I'm going to recommend is you fill it in using light grey concrete, just because it creates a contrast colour inside. Now, oh boy, it's literally, there's nothing difficult about this, it's just time consuming. The entire top of this, and I'm going to create a nice big square for you to fill in. All of this is going to be filled in with light grey concrete. Now, I'm going to give you, when we get to the inside part of the tutorial, which is not this video, it will be part 2 of course. Once we get to that point, I'll give you some options as to whether or not you want to add artificial light or let some natural light in. But I'm also going to connect the back part of this down as well, the back part of the kind of like overhang shape. It's kind of cool actually being able to see to the inside of the overhang. But all of this has to be filled in, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned, with light grey concrete. So, well, let's do that. So this is what the top of the roof... filled in with light grey concrete. And that is a task all by itself, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. You're about to find out. However, once you have managed to fill the roof in using your light grey concrete, we do have another task to complete, which is down here. As I mentioned earlier, this is the depot area. You're going to have lorries pulling up, or trucks, large trucks, and this is where all of the stock will get introduced to, and then it will get introduced into the store. So it's kind of like a depot area. You guys get the idea. So we're going to start off by placing stone bricks behind these quartz slabs. And we're going to add another row on top of these stone bricks. We're going to extend the left and right sides up by 2 rows. 1, 2, 1, 2, We're going to join them together at the top. We're going to place a bit of glass pane in the middle of the door. And then we're going to fill the top of this in using light grey concrete. Now, I don't want you to place the light grey on the birchwood plank areas. I only want you to place the light grey on top of the empty space here. So we're going to have something that should look a little bit like that. And then we're going to add a little bit of red concrete around the light grey, and you're going to see why red concrete in a second. We're going to add red concrete around the light grey like this. And this is basically one of those large garage doors that like get pulled up, and they make that, again, satisfying sound where it's like that rolling metal, like really satisfying sound, and the lorry will back up into here, and in this stock room right here is where everything will get unloaded into. Now, of course, you could make this area a lot bigger. You could simply make it so that this was extended, but I mean, this is Minecraft. You don't have to make it like 100% logical. So that is what we want to have back here, and I'm just going to seal this up a little bit. And what we now want to do, now that we have completed this part, is, and this is best seen as we come towards the front of the store, I want you to grab red concrete, and I want you to place 2 rows of red concrete all the way around the top of your Kmart. It's going to stretch around all the way around the top of your Kmart like that, 2 rows starting from the top, coming down all the way around like that, and the end result will look exactly like this. So it just puts a really nice trim around the top of the store. But the only thing is, this does kind of leave the depot area a little bit exposed, so you might want to either perhaps add another row of red concrete around the top of this area.
Minecraft.
As well, or you might want to leave that row off. It completely depends on what sort of look you're going for. I like to give you guys options. I quite like this because it looks like an addendum to the building. It doesn't kind of mold into it that way. Our next step, ladies and gentlemen, is for us to dig an area around Kmart so that we can actually walk up to the front of the store and around the sides a little bit. So, grab yourself some smooth stone, and we're going to start with the front of the because it's a bit different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of walking space in the front of our Kmart. So we want to have 6 rows of walking space that we can walk onto and around the front of Kmart, because we have a couple of ATMs, some cash machines, whatever you want to put on the left side here, and we're going to have small drinks machines, or maybe even a couple of those like little kids rides that you can have on the right side, maybe some advertisements. There's a lot of different things you can do, and I'll show you what you can do when we get to it. But once you have 6 rows built in front of your Kmart, we want to add another 2 to the left and right side of your Kmart. So the right side specifically is going to have 2 rows extending all the way around the right, and it's going to connect to the back where we have those 2 rows of birch wood next to the garage depot area. So you can walk all the way around the side of the store. It's quite accessible, just the right side. The left side.
Introducing the epic new Samsung Galaxy S21 FE 5G. Plans from $54 a month with 20 gigs data and bonus Galaxy Buds 2, plus 10% off one shop every month. T's and C's apply.
however, is a bit different. I am going to have 2 rows, just in case we had maybe like a fire exit or something to the store. I'm going to have 2 rows that allow you to access the left side of the store, but this area right here is not going to have a pathway around it, as this is where the truck is going to be loaded into, and I don't really want people walking around it in that sort of way. So it's important for us to have all of this area dug out and replaced with smooth stone. And of course, this is what it will look like once you have dug all of the pathway area out. And by the way, I'd also recommend digging underneath these windows and replacing area with black concrete, because it looks a little bit cleaner than if you just leave grass there. That'd be a bit weird. And this is what the area will look like once you've completely dug it all out and replaced it with your smooth stone. And you can see that we've made a huge amount of Kmart right now. Well now, ladies and gentlemen, all being said and replaced it with... smooth stone, and you can see that we've made a huge amount of Kmart right now. Well now, ladies and gentlemen, all these we have almost basically completed the building portion of Kmart, the actual place that we're going to go inside and explore. The one key detail that we are missing, however, is a sign, which requires a crafting table, 5 white banners, a load of red dye, and a little bit of white dye. You can use a loom for this if you like, however, not all of you guys will have a loom, so let's just use a crafting table. So, step 1, we're going to chuck the crafting table on the ground. We're going to crack it open, we're going to go over to the crafting tab, and we're going to place the white banners, the red dye, and the white dye all in the top left-hand area. We're going to place a white banner in the middle of the table, with red dye all the way up the... place it in the middle left of the table, with red die, bottom left corner to top right. Grab that new banner and place it in the middle left of the table, and you want to place red die, top left corner to bottom right corner. And that will actually be your K complete, but we're going to make more of these. So next is going to be M. So M involves us placing a white banner in the top middle of the table, with red die left, right and below it. We grab that banner and we place it in the middle of the table with white die left, right and above it. We grab that new banner and we place it in the middle of the table and we place red die on the left side coming upwards. Grab that new banner and we also place the red die on the right side coming upwards, like this. And that is M complete, but we have a few more letters of course. So next is going to be A, and we're going to place a white banner in the middle of the table. Grab the middle of the table with red die coming along the left side, top to bottom. Die top left. Grab B, we have Kmart, and all we have, grab that banner, place it in the middle left of the table, and have red die top middle to bottom. And we'll have a T. Now we have K-M-A-R-T, we have Kmart, and all we have to do is just place these banners in the right position. So, Kmart is comprised of 5 letters, I think that we can all agree on that, ladies and gentlemen. The middle letter, which is A, should be where the middle door is here, in the middle of the sign. I think that we can all agree on that. So all we have to do is just leave a little bit of a gap, or don't, and here's the difference. So if you don't leave a gap, this is what Kmart looks like. We just have like Kmart right in the middle of the sign. But if you like, and this is what I would recommend you, but you do you, I'd leave a couple of spaces in between the letters. But you don't have to do this. You could even write it out using a little bit of, slab of some sort or what have you. But that is Kmart all said and done. Now, all being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, once you have applied that sign, you will have a fully fledged building that is able to contain an entire supermarket. We have a front entrance, we have a back entrance, we have a depot, we have functioning walls, we have a roof. It's nicely designed in such a way that's quite simple but very Kmart branded. We are done in terms of all of these simple things. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in the tutorial, I'm going to recommend that you take a little bit of creative license with the next few parts of this tutorial. So when it comes to the car park and the space around it with walls, I want you to integrate it into your city as best you can. Don't necessarily just do what I'm doing, but if you join it into your city in a way that looks normal and natural, that's what I'm going to recommend. Do feel free to take tips or just straight up copy. It depends on your individual situation. So first things first, I'm going to destroy this crafting table. And just for the sake of, if I have to redo that sign, I'm going to place a chest here, and I'm just going to store all of this stuff away. I do not want to remake that sign. No. The first thing that I want to do in terms of extras is I want to create a car park area, which requires some different materials. So I want you to grab some grey concrete, yellow concrete.
Hold on guys, I'll be right back.
stone brick walls and some sea lanterns. Of course, we'll need some other stuff later on as well. We're going to come towards the front left-hand side of our Kmart. We're actually looking for this row of red concrete here that connects to the ground. I want you to follow this line to the edge of where we have this grass, so follow it forward. Where we have this grass, I want you to dig out a row of 4. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. You can replace all of these using grey concrete. However, we want to place a row of, after the row of 4, we want a row of 16 yellow concrete built into the ground. 1, 2,
16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we're just going to fill all of this in with yellow concrete, like this. An entire line. Now, why this is important is we want to take the first row of yellow concrete and we want to stretch it left and right by 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can fill all that in with yellow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5, 6, and we can fill all of that in with yellow. And we want to turn these into car parking spaces. So we have plenty at the moment, but you want to place 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of grey concrete, right, in between the yellow lines. So we have a cross section of yellow concrete. You want to leave a gap of 4, and then you want to have another row of yellow working its way down. So these are going to separate into car parking spaces, and it's an easy way to do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this fifth one will be yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this fifth one will be yellow. So you guys kind of get the idea. And the yellow concrete want to be as long as each other on the left and right. And now that you kind of know how to make these, now that you know how to space these out, because I don't typically make cars, or I don't really try to make vehicles much wider than 5 rows unless they're specialty vehicles, then pretty much everything that I make vehicle-wise on my channel, and for myself of course, fits into these car parking spaces. But these car parking spaces are a little bit unique, because some of them aren't all spaces. But now that we've kind of got this grid of yellow concrete, we want to do the same thing over here on the right side. So all this means is we want to come over here to where the red concrete joins from the side to the ground, and we want to follow it to the edge. You want to leave a gap of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It wants to be grey concrete because, as I said, vehicles aren't usually wider than 4. They're usually about 3 blocks wide, so cars can drive up and down here. And then we want to have the same row of 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not even going to count this because I'm just going to line it up against that opposite side there. A row of 16 yellow, like that. And then I'm going to stretch the end here, which I'm going to count out. 6 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we are. And that gives us perfect. So now you can see we have this area, and all we have to do, of course, is we just have to dig out all of these spaces in between the car parking spaces. We can place all of the grey concrete later on the mats, and all that means is all together. We're going to do all of the grey concrete together later on once we've marked out all of the points of interest. So these car parking spaces, I'm going to show you how you can turn some of them into something a little bit different than car parking spaces. So we have something which should look exactly like this, right? So that's enough for, how many is that? 6 cars, 12 cars if you like. You can expand that, you can create more of those around the store. Or what we can do is you can turn some of these spaces into trolley, or as you might call them if you're American, shopping cart returning places. So all you would do is you would take one of these spaces, you take the inside corners if you want to have like a cart placement, like if you know, sometimes you have like shopping carts in the parking areas of your car parks, and you can return them there, so you don't have to go all the way back to the store, basically. And all you do is you take any one of these two corners here, so these two, for instance, if you like, and you place some light grey concrete on them. You can return them there, so you don't have to go all the way back to the store, basically. And all you do is you take any one of these two corners here, so these two, for instance, if you like, and you place some light grey concrete on them, and you place the light grey concrete on the outer corners as well. You join all of them together using some smooth stone slabs, except you leave the outer two light grey concretes exposed, so you can walk through, and out of these you can drop stuff off in here. Although what I would do is I would place 2 rows of iron bars like this, running up the middle, so that you can kind of have like a separation, so you can have shopping carts and shopping carts. I would place an iron bars on the 2 inside light grey of this, running up the middle. So that you can kind of have like a separation, so you can have shopping carts and shopping carts. I would place an iron bars on the 2 inside light grey concretes, place some string between them, and just so that it kind of highlights the area, just place a little bit of red carpet above, like that, so people can quite clearly see that this area is a bit different. And if you're interested in making the shopping carts, it's easy. Cauldron, any kind of oak fence gate, any kind of fence gate at all will work. All you do, cauldron, oak fence gate behind open, and that just looks like a shopping cart. But any kind of fence gate at all work. All you do, cauldron, oak fence gate behind open, and that just looks like a shopping cart. And cauldron, oak fence gate, you know, coming all the way to the end. You could even change the positions of them if you like. You know, you don't have to have them all in one row in uniform. And you know, coming all the way to the end. You could even change the positions of them if you like. You know, you don't have to have them all in one row. And that of course becomes on the side as well. So why don't we place it in different positions? So we take 4 corners here using some light grey concrete, as you might remember. We connect all together except for the outside part, because we want to be able to actually like drop our carts back. We want to add a couple of rows of iron bars, just to keep them all separated. The iron bars want to come as far as the light grey. We add a couple of iron bars just here in the corners, a bit of string in between them. Actually place a little too much string, if there's such a thing, and that rhymes. And we're going to place some red carpet along the top there. And then of course when it comes to the shopping carts, stagger them a little bit, something like this. Maybe this return area is a little bit more empty than the others, and you know that it just looks like a nice area, like it is just like a nice thing to add to your car park. But that's not the only thing that you can add to your car park. If you nice area, like it is just like a nice thing to add to your car. You don't have to have them all in one row in uniform. And that of course means you can do this on the other side as well. So why don't we place it in a different position? So we take 4 corners here using some light grey concrete, as you might remember. You can do this on the end. You could even change the positions of them if you like. You know, you don't have to have them all in one row in uniform. And that of course means you can do this on the other side as well. So why don't we place it in a different position? So we take 4 corners here using some light grey concrete, as you might remember. We can connect them all together except for the outside part, because we want to be able to actually like drop our carts back. We want to add a couple of rows of iron bars, too much strength, stack them a look nice area, like it's just like a nice thing to add to your car park. But that's not the only thing that you can add to your car park if you like. So lights are an obvious choice to add to a car park, and to make lights, light grey concrete, a little bit of stone brick wall, a little bit of sea lanterns, some smooth stone slabs, some iron trapdoors, and you know that. Pretty much do it, and all you have to do to make some lights, and you see these everywhere, you know, just big overhang lights. If you pick a corner, and it could be an inside corner, it could be an outside corner, somewhere along your car parking space is a great place to put them. You can place a light grey concrete, about 4 stone brick walls, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you place a smooth stone slab on top, and extend that right by about 2 on the left, and also 2 on the left as well. And then sea lanterns hanging down, with some iron trapdoors underneath, but not on the sides, because I don't think that's required. That's just some nice, modern-ish looking lighting that you can add. So you can have that on both sides there, or you could have one over here if you want. So light grey concrete, 4 stone brick walls on top of each other, smooth stone slab on top, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. And we you could even just have one by the way if you wanted to, so you could have something like that if you wanted to, and it could be in any direction. So that's just a couple of ideas for some lighting solutions that you might want around your car park. So once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to add a little bit more detail to the car park. It's quite a large part of the outside of our Kmart. So for now, what I want you to grab is grey concrete, white concrete, yellow concrete, and some smooth stone. And what we're going to do is this. So, we want to be able to drive around and navigate our car park. That means that we need at least a row of 4 separation between all of the car park areas that we navigate our car park. That means that we need at least a row of 4 separation between all of the parking areas. So that means like all the way around the front of these bays here we need to have a row of 4. That means we need to have a row of 4 going around the sides at least, so that we can fit cars in, so that we can place cars around the bays, so that we can pretend that cars are driving around. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys get the idea. So this is the amount of space kind of required, as we look at it, that we need to maintain all of this has to be grey concrete, just so that I can give you guys a bit of a visual. So what we can do with the other side of this is we can place a way that we can actually drive out of Kmart, and a way that we can actually like drive into it as well. So where we want to leave a gap of 4 between the end of these bays, the bays furthest away of Kmart, we want to leave a gap of 4 between these bays, and they want to be grey concrete, but we can place a pavement on the other side, so that can be a bit of smooth stone. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of smooth stone built onto the other end of the car parking spaces. So this is going to be where the public can walk around, they can enter Kmart, they can walk to it if they so choose. You know, we don't have to just be able to drive here, we have to be able to walk here and get here safely as well. So this is the pavement, this is where it would like join the road and the rest of your city, or wherever it is you're building this. But we also need a way to get out of Kmart by road as well. So, and get here safely as well. So this is the pavement, this is where it would like join the road and the rest of your city, or wherever it is you're building this. But we also need a way to get out of Kmart by road as well. So on the ends of the pavement, we need to leave a gap of about 9 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, the reason for this is quite simple. We want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows that we can drive in Kmart. We want to have a split in the middle and 1, 2, 3, 4 rows on the other side so people can drive in and out and they don't have to choose which one they want to do at any given time. And then we can just put another row of 1, 2, 3, 4 pavement on the end of the road here. So you guys kind of get the idea. I'm trying to find a way that we can have logically Kmart join all of our Minecraft cities. And the same will be done on this side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a road that we can use to get in. We'll have a split in the middle, which is going to be white. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can have a little bit of another row of 4 grey concrete on the end. And then we can have a pavement as well on the opposite side. So I'm imagining this kind of like, you know, added onto a retail area or maybe on the edge of town or something. And it's going to want to be able to join the roads in some sort of way. So now that we have kind of like this laid out, I would actually prefer it if these 2 areas here that connect to the pavement, so that people can walk across the pavement and they don't have to worry about getting run over. Crossings work like this. So this is what a zebra crossing is. I don't know whether it works this way in America or not, but in the UK, a zebra crossing is an alternate grey and white, grey, white, grey, white, grey, white, grey. And if the people driving vehicles see pedestrians, you know, people on the crossing or coming up to the crossing, they're supposed to stop their cars or whatever vehicle they're driving. It applies to everybody. And if they see people walking up to this crossing, they've got to stop. So I think it's actually quite a cool real-world detail to add this to the car park, and we'll do this on both sides. So again, we're kind of making this friendly for both people and for cars as well. So people can walk in and out, cars can drive in and out. You guys get the idea. And it does just make everywhere look a little bit more colourful as well, which I'm quite happy about. So we'll have it all the way up to the pavement like this, and then we'll have the grey concrete. And then everywhere else inside the car park, unless specified otherwise, is pretty much just going to be, you know, grey concrete anyway. You can see we've actually got like a really... cool layout right now, haven't we? We're not doing too badly in the kind of like decoration department. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing that we are going to do is establish some very clear boundaries on the left and right side of Kmart, and we're going to build some walls and such, which requires already what we have, but terracotta, some leaves, some smooth stone slabs, and some iron bars. Let me show you. So, along the left side of Kmart, I want you to come and find the front left-hand corner of the store. These birchwood planks right here. I want you to move left and dig into the ground where we have grass. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and this is just going to be grey concrete right here. And I'm going to then place smooth stone slabs, 2 rows of oak leaves, and then terracotta like this. Now this is going to be important because what we're going to do is we're going to extend the terracotta wall all the way back and around the out.
Oh, this is confusing. Hold on, sorry. This is
of our Kmart. So, if you haven't made the outline for your Kmart, you just want to make sure that your terracotta wall on these sides maintains a distance of 4. That's all you got to do. So on the sides, it maintains a distance, well, it's actually a distance of 6 because connected to the wall is 2 rows of oak leaves and 1 smooth stone slab, which allows us to place 1, 2, 3, 4 grey concretes in between, like this, right? And that allows us to kind of have like a fancy wall. When we want to build up the terracotta, wall another row high, and you can even make it a little bit higher if you like. You can make it like 3 or 4 rows high. Probably, I wouldn't go more than 3. 2, 3 is not a bad size for the wall. You're not trying to keep anybody out, like to the point where like you don't want to like try and keep ninjas out who can like scale walls. You just want to keep like normal people out who are kind of like scowling around the back of your supermarket. But a nice big wall like this. And around the back, you just want to maintain a healthy distance at the back here. So, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because lorries are supposed to like pull up around the back here. Big truck.
8. I wonder if this is 8. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This probably needs to get... Hold on guys, I'll be right back. Right, guys, I'm back.
And around the back, you just want to maintain a healthy distance at the back here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because lorries are supposed to like pull up around the back here, big trucks, and they just want to pull up around the back, and you know they don't want to be hindered or anything like that. I'm going to make a couple of entrances at the back as well. I'm actually going to make... a couple of rows of, say, like about 4 or so, like... So, this makes sense if we extend the smooth stone slabs and the leaves backwards all the way to the back terracotta wall like this, right? Then it would make sense to have the gates here. So as wide as the actual like road, if you can imagine it, that's going to extend from the front to the back. If we have a row of 4 grey concrete here, it leads from the front to the back. And then if we have iron bars in between, you know, you can have this open or closed. It just makes sense. You could even fancy it up a little bit, so you could have something along the lines of like this. You could have like item frames, red concrete and buttons, and you could have maybe like an intercom system, maybe like you have like a red concrete. Here and like you push the button and like it opens the door or something like that. You know, you can make it look a little bit fancier than just like a gate of some sort. And if you did want to have kind of like something that looked like an intercom, I'm guessing that an item frame and perhaps a block kind of like this would actually look quite good, like a blast furnace would actually kind of look like an intercom system.
No, message.
And then maybe you want to push like a button there, and like that's how you talk, and then that shows that the gate's closed, and you can put a green one to show that the gate will be open. Maybe we can do that on the other side. So this is one way in and out, but why don't we apply the same thing to the opposite side here? So if we extend all of these smooth stone slabs backwards, just next to our hedging, we extend it all the way back like this, and we place a little bit of oak leaves like that, and we dig 1, 2, 3, 4 rows just like this, and we place our bars. But this time, why don't we have the bars just a little bit open here? And what we can do is we don't have to use red concrete. We can use some item frames here, and we can grab some lime, and perhaps we can have like lime concrete inside of
message.
item frame, buttons underneath, item frame. Blast furnace, because that's kind of like the little intercom, or maybe it's on the opposite side. You know, it could be on the opposite side as well to like pull in and out. But anyway, and that gate's open, so that's like an open gate, that's a closed gate, and you could have the same on the opposite side, because you're going to want to be able to get out as well, of course, aren't you? So
Open the door. Listen. Open the door. Listen. Open the door. Listen.
Have something like that, and then you probably don't need like a button underneath this part, but maybe you could have like something like that. Well, of course, aren't you? So you'd have something like that, and then you probably don't need like a button underneath this part. But maybe you could have like something like that, and you can have that on both sides. Small little detail. It's completely up to you. So this is kind of like how you would get from the front of the store to the back of the store, and back here, what we're going to do for now. This is all we're going to do for now. Is we're going to make a bay. So not a bay like that, not a loved one, but a parking bay, or kind of like a bay that you're supposed to avoid. So this is where the truck is going to pull up, and it's going to require grey concrete, yellow concrete, and white concrete. And from the edge of the kind of like the garage area here, I'm going to pull up, and it's going to require grey concrete, yellow concrete, and white concrete. And from the edge of the kind of like the garage area here, I just want you to dig in the ground about 5 blocks. It can be longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to connect to the path here. And we're just going to have a row of white concrete on the outside blocks. It can be longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to connect to the path here. And we're just going to have a row of white concrete on the outside. And we're going to create a hashed area of yellow concrete on the inside of the space. So this is about where the truck pulls up to, and this is where people pull the produce and the product off the truck. So the truck would back all the way up to this point, right here, and you can have a truck there. And I'll show you guys how to make a truck in the separate tutorial. I actually have quite a cool looking truck. And this is where the truck pulls up to. And that's pretty much all the details that you need to have back here. The rest of this area is pretty much just going to be grey, and if you can imagine it, like it's just going to connect to the street here. So, if you want to imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, it will just connect to the street here, and the trucks will be just driving in and out. Like, so, I didn't plan for this in my actual, grid, but this is where the trucks are driving in and out, and if you can imagine, the road would be somewhere about here as well. So this is the road that you use to drive across the back of Kmart. If you're like a truck dropping stuff off. But just moving forwards a little bit, I do want to create a little bit of a barrier between the car park of Kmart and everywhere else. So what you can do to do this is you can extend this hedge area forwards that we created a little bit earlier. You can extend it all the way forwards like this, and you can place something. What you can do to do this is you can extend this hedge area forwards that we created a little bit earlier. You can extend it all the way forwards like this, and you can place something next to it. So you could perhaps place like a 1 block high wall using terracotta, or perhaps you could just use smooth stone slabs. Like however you want to do it. It really does depend on which you think looks better, but we kind of want to create like a barrier between the outside world, which would have like, you know, roads or pavements like running up the side of here. And, you know, there could be a multitude of ways that you like lay this out in your city, like this one, just like a street here, or you know, whatever it is might be. You need to find a way to extend this forward, and I mean, if you like, as I mentioned, you could just use strap like smooth stone slides, like moving around and here instead of the terracotta wall. I love to give you guys different options. You don't have to do the same thing. You could even use it on. So, you know, kind of like pick which one you like the best and just apply that for yourselves. And that covers all of the car park, it covers all of the perimeter outside Kmart. The only thing that we're actually missing in terms of little details here and there is just a couple of important things. Let me show you. So, what I think would be a cool idea to have on the front of our Kmart, on either the left or right side, is some ATMs, a place where you can get cash out for your shopping. So, these require some... light grey concrete blocks, some black concrete blocks, some polished andesite stairs, quartz works nice too, item frames, gold ingots or diamonds, you know, whatever currency you want to use, emeralds, you guys get the idea, and some sort of button birchstone, whatever it might be. So the way that you make these machines is quite easy. You place a light grey on the ground, and by the way, these will space out quite evenly. If you want to place like 4 or so of them, these will space out quite evenly if you leave 1 block apart. And you place a black concrete on top of your light grey, and then you place either a right way or a wrong way facing stairs. It's kind of up to you. And I don't know whether I like the andesite or whether I like the quartz stairs better. So again, in my typical fashion, why don't we try one of each, and then we can kind of gauge it. And I think I like this one better. And if we just place item frames with gold ingots inside of them, then it kind of just shows you like that's where you draw cash out, and then we can have like just birch buttons, and you know, you push it. And money comes out, which is how it works in real life, right? Not really, unfortunately you have to have money first, but you know, something like this, some sort of setup along the lines of this, don't even need to have the stairs on top, it could be something completely different. You could even put a little bit of a casing around them as well, so like if you wanted to, you could kind of have like this sort of setup here, like that, so that, you know, so that they're kind of like blocked in a little bit. Any sort of variation of that will work perfectly well, and you are more than welcome to do any one of those. So on the opposite side of Kmart here, I like the idea of having a couple of vending machines. You could be more than welcome to do any one of those. So on the opposite side of Kmart here, I like the idea of having a couple of vending machines. You could even opt to have like a cart return. You could opt to have kind of like those little rideable things that like kids can go on. You guys get the idea. You could even just have posters on the wall as advertisements. But I kind of like the idea of having some like soda vending machines or pop vending machines, depending where you're from. So these are quite easy to make and they look quite good. You're just going to want to maybe leave a gap of 1 between this pillar here, or maybe even a gap of 2. Let's try a gap of 2, and we're going to place a row of 3 high red concrete. We're going to have 2 blue concrete coming down from the right side with an upside down quartz stairs underneath, or shall we have a regular face? We'll have an upside down. And all along the side here we're just going to have item frames. We're going to put our choice of drink. This one is a potion of fire resistance just as a contrast. And we're going to have buttons, and that just looks like a drinks vending machine. You can have the same for food, you can make it out of different colours if you like. I'm trying to think how we can space this apart evenly. There's not really a particular way here, so this will do. But you could have it for food, you can have them in different colours. Like if you wanted to have like a sandwich machine of some sort, you know, you could use bread. Or, you guys, you know, you get the idea. You really can just do whatever you like. You could even add some. You could add some paintings because they kind of sort of look like advertisements, like free for one sale on popcorn. You know, like. You know how you have like those posters, advertisements, the really colourful sheets of stuff like just hanging on flyers and what have you. Like that's kind of like what that could be. You know, you could have them on both sides here if you so chose. That there's a 3 for 1 on spiders at Kmart. But you guys get the idea. It's just kind of like a cool thing you could do. I mean, we could even place that in like in the one in the middle. There's a sale on for Pinocchio. But you know, this is actually like this is what your Kmart will look like once you've reached almost the finishing point of Kmart. So here's what you actually have to do. So this looks like a huge mess at the moment, right? And it is a bit messy, but we can improve this quite a lot. We have cash machines over there on the left side. We've got some drinks machines. We just have to kind of figure out a design that we like for the cash machines. We have to dig out this entire area. We have to figure out where lights are going to actually go in the car park. And we just have to actually build in some grass and some green and some things like that. So let me show you how you go from this point and you refine things. So the first step in all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is you have to dig out.
It's time to whip out the shovel. Whatcha? So I got my stone shovel and let's dig.
all of the area that you have to replace. So everywhere that you're going to be placing some pavement, some road, all of that, you have to dig it out so that you can actually get ready to replace it, which is what I've done. It kind of looks cool like this, isn't it? So that is step one, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we have to fill it in. Now, this is what everywhere will look like once you have completely filled in all of the empty space that we created. Almost all of that has been replaced by grey concrete, which is road and car park. is also a little bit of pavement towards the front of the building and the back of the building as well. Completely depends on how you have your Kmart set out, however. And also, on top of that, it's worth mentioning that I extended all of the leaves and the stone slabs and also the wall forwards on both sides of the build just to create a closed-off area. It makes this place look a lot nicer. And speaking of a lot nicer, I'm just going to rearrange some of the lights and the ATMs so that it fits my tastes just a little bit. So that is how I would prefer to have my lights. You might... in a different sort of position and different sort of setup, but I think that looks quite nice. So after a little bit of experimentation, this is the sort of setup that I like for the ATMs. It's fundamentally...
I'm going to change the ATMs. I'm going to make them a little bit better, a lot nicer.
The same thing, but I think it just looks a little bit more cleaner and a little bit more modern. But you can do what you like in regards to yours. Something that you can do to spruce up your car park is add some cars to it. I'll leave a link in...
Ooh, cars.
But I think it just looks a little bit more cleaner and a little bit more modern. But you can do what you like in regards to yours. Something that you can do to spruce up your car...
I want to make some cars, so I'm gonna get rid of these, glass pane, black concrete. some cars, because why not? I make a couple of cars in my Kmart car park. There we go, some cars. Okay. I'm sorry. Anyway. Some backlights. The only thing that we're missing. Oh, some yellow carpet. This car will look a lot better when it's complete. There we go. Just a simple car. I'm actually pretty happy with the design. I'm gonna make another one as well. So yeah, going to make another one. This is what my Kmart looks like.
Park is add some cars to it. I'll leave a link in the cards and the description just in case you do want to add a couple of cars to your car park. I actually have a whole bunch of cars, not just these two, that you can do, although these are the easiest. Another way to add detail to your Kmart is to have a truck or two around the back part of Kmart where the loading
I'll make the truck later.
Detail that people might not expect. You'll be able to find a tutorial for this in the card system and the description as well. And this is what your Kmart will look like once you have completely finished.
Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here, and my Kmart is complete. I'm going to end the video. I'm going to finish the build off camera. I'm going to do the inside. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. So bye guys.